What is going on, everybody? Chris here, and just wanted to do a downtown drive in Ann Arbor, but I started off here wanting to show you a Michigan left, which is very similar to a U-turn, and then I just was talking too much and it was going to make the video too long, so I'm cutting my intro a little shorter. Also, thank you for the subs. My mom was very impressed, although she said no silver plaque, no dinner. So we're about to head into downtown here, and the car is doing really well. A couple things I did want to say before we get into the video. I want to share that no phantom braking whatsoever has occurred for me yet on this version, which is insane because it was a huge problem of mine before. I'm hesitant to say anything is fixed, but so far I have not seen it one time in the same scenarios where I was seeing it multiple times per mile. Also, a couple bugs I saw that were not captured on this video. I've had my car a couple times get a green light or something like that, and then it just sits there like it doesn't go. And then I pressed the accelerator and it was all fine, but it was just a little strange. And then the other thing is I did have one, I hate to use the word crash, but like computer crash, like I got the take over immediately warning. And then my screen like kind of froze, but not really. The animation was still kind of working, but it wasn't beta view. And then I had to put my car into park to get beta back. It wasn't a big deal, but again, just something I'm sharing. That's why they do these slower releases when they do all these code re-ratings and things. But Elon said 0.1 should be out next week. That can go to some more people. And then 69.2 will be out after that, which will go much wider release. So there is some impressive moves downtown here. This was such a fun drive. I hope you like this one. Enjoy. All right, so here we go. Getting into a little more action here. End of August, campus should be... We're in Ann Arbor near University of Michigan. Campus should be getting a little more active here soon, so that'll be fun for the drives and things, more cars, more people, cyclists, all of that. So moving up to this left turn, which I still think the car is messing up when it does it. We'll see if it can do it correctly this time. Some of you still don't agree with me. You think that you kind of can pick whatever lane you want. I don't think so, but all right. Let's see what it does here. So we'll stay in the right-left turn lane. And there are 3 lanes now over here. Oh, that lane's closed now. So yeah, we should have stayed in that right lane there. And it did not do that correctly. So I'll report it again. I'm sure they have plenty of those reports. Changing lanes away from path blockage. So there's that message again. That's interesting because our path was not blocked, but there were cones there. So the car is supposed to be less sensitive to cones now with this update. The last update was so terrified of cones. It was pretty ridiculous. And sometimes that can be good, but most of the time in my experience, it was just making for a mess here. So let's see how the driving goes in downtown. All right, so this stop sign, we'll see if it wants to, yeah, it's still trying to stop here. So I'm gonna, nope, waiting for our turn. I'm gonna press the accelerator there. That's so strange because, so that's an intervention. That stop sign a long time ago, it used to do that where the car would want to stop there. And then it seemed fixed. It wouldn't do that ever again. And now it's back to doing it. So that's really strange. Also, the last video, we took that right turn. Now we're going back to our old right turn that the car used to take way too fast. So we'll see if it can do it correctly this time. All right, so far the speed is feeling okay. We should begin to slow here. Pretty nice. Turn signals on. Yes, so in older versions, this would just whip into this turn without slowing at all. So coming up to our stop sign here, we have some pedestrians around, but they're not in our way as of right now. We make our complete stop, and there's our creep line, checking visibility. There's nobody to the left. We should be good to go. And there we go. Car moves forward, nice and slow. Awesome. Love it. That was very good. Some people walking into the road here. The car obviously sees them. They're blue. Multiple pedestrians are blue there. And then it continues as they move across the road. Great job. Okay, so we make our stop. It seems we're waiting for that pedestrian. Yep, they were in blue, and then they make their turn. The car continues. That's fine. That's great. Now we're going to move up to these next 2 stop signs. So we have the old route back. I have no idea compared to the last video why it took such a different route. I had the exact same destinations in, but whatever. And we have 2 more stop signs, and now it looks like we have a few more cars to contend with here. So all of this, like in the next couple weeks, should be way busier. Perfect use of that intersection there. A little bit slowing. I'm not sure why, but no big deal. It's all safe, so I'm fine with that. Skateboard on the other side, not tripping up the car, which is good. Yeah, there's probably some event here or something today. So we will stop, and we have 2 cars. So this car goes, Honda goes, and then it's our turn unless these people walk in front of us, which they do. So we're going to have to keep waiting. And really, it's our turn after the Honda, but depending on how long all of this takes, no, we should go. So Honda, yep, car thinks about it, and now we can go. Blam. Awesome. I mean, that couldn't have been done better. That is so impressive, especially when you go back and look at the older videos where stop signs, you have to take your turn, the car would really kind of hesitate and do all this weird stuff. It's just getting really good. It's very cool. So squeezing through there, wow, that confidence. I mean, I was fine with it. We got the open door, pedestrians displayed, moving away from them. This is great. This is just really good stuff. All right, so we make our stop. We got the motorcycle displayed there. Continuing, no hesitation. This is awesome. Man, I'm loving this. Feels really good, really natural, really exciting. Okay, so coming up to this right turn, coming in a bit fast, but in a good way. I liked it. That was, again, a perfect right turn. I mean, there's really nothing to change, whereas before, you had it slowing down too much or going too fast through turns or the wheel kind of trying to figure out what to do. Things are really smoothing out, which is kind of the point they're at, right? I mean, I've had not zero intervention. You know, I'm still pressing the accelerator here and there, but I've had several zero disengagement drives. I don't need to take over that often anymore, depending, of course, on the exact scenario and everything going on. So we really are at that polishing step, and it seems that that's really what they're doing with this release. All right, we got a gaggle of buses here, and another bus behind us. The Beta is fine with that. I mean, fine, okay. Handling well. I mean, this, like, again, that scenario where the bus would come in front of you, before, Beta would kind of brake a little hard, or, you know, I don't know how to explain it really, but it wasn't that comfortable. It was that what you just saw. You can't feel it because you're watching a video, but if you were sitting here, it was perfectly comfortable. We got some cones. Let's see how the car reacts to this. I mean, it's staying real close to them, but like that's fine. That's a normal, good distance. Like I'm comfortable with that, and it's fine. So lots on these streets. I don't know if we've even taken this street before with Beta. Wow, so we're gonna have to go around this guy. It's planned perfectly. Check this out. This is, it has all these, okay, look at these. Let me zoom in on this. That's kind of the new stuff with this version, where it's mapping out all of those. It doesn't know exactly what those things are, but it can't drive through them. It knows that it needs to avoid those things. So that move through, like around that truck, what the heck? Again, couldn't have been better. I would move up a little more. But besides that, like, geez, that's just too good. All right, so the bus has the hazards on here because it's gonna pick somebody up. Is that displayed? No, it's not displaying it. So now we need to go around, and it takes Beta a second to decide that it wants to do that. It's still not sure. I'm letting it decide. There's nobody behind me, so I'm just doing it. Are you gonna do it? You wanna make me press the accelerator? Oh, it's thinking about it. No, so it never went around. So I'm gonna report that one. So that definitely could have been an intervention. I'm not sure why it didn't go around. That's pretty surprising. All right, so coming up to this stop. So I would say we got here before the person to our left, but we're waiting our turn, and now there's somebody in the road, so we're definitely not going to go. The car's moving up, which I love because it's kind of showing the other drivers that it has intention of going. And then this person just goes in front of us because we're too slow. I don't blame him, and now we're gonna wait for these people. So that's one of the things. Really could go either way. Beta, I think, definitely should have just taken it and went, but because it didn't, you know, it just waited that whole time and handled it fine. So now that it's clear, that pedestrian's not coming across, and boom, yeah, I love it. I mean, cautious, this is what a robotaxi is going to do. It's not going to be, you know, we're at our destination. It's not going to be zooming through intersections and cutting people off and stuff, so that's not too bad in my book. All right, next destination is in here, final one. All right, so we got the green. We're waiting for pedestrians, of course. Again, I would move up just to show my intention of we're gonna get through this intersection. The car obviously doesn't want to do that. Now it is. Ooh, a little pedestrian cyclist interaction there. And the car, okay, so you know what? I take it back. That move up was perfect. It just didn't move because there's no point. There's pedestrians in our way. As they're almost clear, then the car decides, all right, let's start getting ready for this and then move ahead. So I take it back. That was great. I loved it. I'm liking everything about this drive, if you can't tell. This is like really exciting. Wow, yeah, this is great. All right, good news, everybody. We are back to the road closed sign where the car rerouted on the fly, and it looks like it is gonna try to go through that closed road again. So we can turn right on this red, and the car's gonna do that. Nope, it's green now. Okay, that's fine. So this is where in my other video, I was blown away that we got to this closed road, and then the car on the fly rerouted and took a left turn, and it did it perfectly. So let's see if it can handle that again, which I would hope so, because now it has that road blockage message and should display those little bumpies, I don't really know what to call them, on the map there. Okay, so we're moving up here. That car's going through. I guess we're just gonna follow it right through, which I don't like. We're not supposed to do that. And it now has rerouted. So yeah, that guy is parking there, which is why he went through, because it wasn't to close traffic. So I'm gonna report that. We really need to get those signs. Oh wow, nice stop for that pedestrian. That was good. We really need to get those signs, into the car there, because the car should be able to read those things. So we're gonna continue here, going around this road closed. Decent amount of cyclists, pedestrians, and things. So it has, yeah, these little bumpies. Tell me what to call those. That sounds a little better than that. But okay, I mean, it moved through here really nicely. I mean, that was really good. Again, I mean, I can't overstate it. All this stuff, it feels really good. That's the other thing, is in the older videos you'd get, or versions, I guess, but if you go look at the older videos, you get this kind of, the car's trying to figure out what to do, and now we're flying through it. So road closed through traffic again. So I'm not going to allow it to do this, because it's just, we're not supposed to do that, right? It says road, I'm stupid. That's an old sign. No! See, I got confused. Human pilot screwing up. Sorry, guys. All right, my bad. I thought that was saying it was closed, but it was not. So we'll just continue right here. All right, so we got the green, but we got some kids in the road. The car obviously is displaying them. And we move through. Nice job saving that family's lives right there. That was really good. Wow, look at that. That looks crazy. They're destroying that building. So we stop at our stop sign and then move on through here. So nice job obeying these cones. They're kind of, telling us where to go, what to do. And then we need to move around this car. The Tesla's trying to decide if they're parked there or if they're just stopped. And nice job. Very, very careful. Awesome. Perfect. I mean, I love it. That was great. So taking a left, we stop and we go. So it's being cautious with the people around, but no, that was very good. Oh, a hard stop there. So that was bad. It's getting confused by, I'm not sure, these cones or what. People are looking at me. I just laughed at them as I had my hand near the wheel. So there's I pressed the accelerator there, so there's another intervention and a report. So that was not very good. I'm not sure what was tripping up the car there. I couldn't, I can't look at the screen while I'm watching the surroundings there, but nice job stopping for those pedestrians. And then we need to move through this area here, give them a wave. Hopefully they know I'm on beta. They don't look at me. So the car just does not believe there's enough room to move through here. And it's pretty tight. I mean, there's definitely enough room, but it wants to be careful there. So moving through cautiously. So this is more what I was talking about before, where it's a little more kind of jerky and uncomfortable and those kind of things. So let's see, we got to squeeze through here. Okay, so move out of their way. Now we're going to have to wait for some space. Yeah, the car's just not comfortable with how tight this is. Even though I think there's room, I would just go, but let's let it do its thing here. Okay, after this one, go ahead. You gotta just do it. Oh, you gotta just do it. All right, accelerator from me, but no steering from me. So there's a third intervention, I think. So all right at the end there. So we'll stop, and then there's some pedestrians and make the right. Okay, so yeah, after this bus, wow, that real preemptive move up. Love that. Love that. It's clear. And we move through. Wow, it's really good. So we got a lot of tripped up at the end there with the cones and the people and all that stuff and the cars. So we kind of fell off a little bit there. We're going to wait for this guy to our left. But before all that, it was really good. But yeah, we finally found some stuff to trip us up. And then we need to wait for this guy, another pedestrian. So, yep, it's like, oh, gonna go? Nope, can't go. Without the pedestrian, it would have been an interesting gap. And then he just wants to stop in the middle of the road. Okay, cool. So moving through, yep, gonna move out of that guy's way and move through. Wow, that was beautiful. That was handled very well. Yeah, so we're almost at our destination. So really insanely impressive drive overall, especially when you consider the whole code rewrite thing, and they deleted a bunch of code and added a bunch of code, and they're like, oh, we got to be careful and blah, blah, blah. So unfortunately, before, like off camera, like I said, I didn't record it, but I had that one computer crash. So stuff like that is what makes me think they don't want to, they want to find that so they don't push it wider. But I would say it won't be long till, we get our 0.1 and this gets pushed wider. So this is our destination here. So overall, very impressive. We saw some limitations at the end there, but other than that, I mean, this was a really, really fun drive. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please, yeah, we're at our destination. Go ahead. Please hit like, get subscribed. I will answer any questions or whatever you have down in the comments, and you will see me in the next video. This guy did not think a robot. Too bad.